Please tell me I'm okay now. Please. Okay. Some more light. Yes. And it's just 5 minutes in, and I was late. And I'm sorry for being late. I hate being late. Oh, it's been one hell of a day, and I didn't even have time to. Whoops! On that side, didn't have the time to fix that side. That thing, that green screen. Yes, I think I should. And my lighting is fucked. Apparently, because how else would it be? Anyway, please do tell me how you are doing while I fix uh, my lighting, which I could have done earlier, but just didn't. Yeah, guys, I really hate to do this live. Okay, now should be okay. I'm gonna find whatever you uh could be better. Let's say I could be doing better, but um, don't stress the little things. Yes, precisely. Do not stress about the little things. There are important things, more important things to worry about, and please tell me something nice about your weeks. I need to. Something again. Okay, that was a bit cold light. Too cold light. Anyway, cold temperature. Okay. Today, gay agenda. OMG, what the fuck? Okay. Hmm. Let's see. Um. Let's see where. Okay. We have all heard the term gay agenda. Let me get this. I found a nice article about on this topic. It's like a columnist writing this, so it's not actually a news. What it is news, and it's not news. It's an opinion on opinion writing column or whatever from the Guardian. But we will go to that a bit later. Um, the gay agenda is ridiculous. There's no such thing as the gay agenda, gay or trans agenda. No, that does not exist. No, it just doesn't. No, no way. There's no way anything like that would actually exist in the sense that the Christian and also the Christian right and um, also as far as I can tell, there's some sort of Muslim and Jewish version of the gay agenda. As far as I can tell, I could be mistaken, but based on what I could find, which isn't really a lot because the thing we're supposed to be talking about doesn't exist. So, well, okay, surprisingly much was the amount of stuff that I could find, which quite frankly wasn't much. Um, and here is Stefan, by the way. If you didn't know who was in the studio with me, uh, and this one here, this little thing here is Bertil. And check the links in the description box below and subscribe. And also check that and check that. Take that. So much spam. Uh, Peter asking, is the gay agenda a real thing? If you ask the religious right, yes. If you ask anyone else, no. Peter says, so people who believe in a god also believe in a gay agenda. Go figure. Yes, yes. Thank you, my darling Pete. You summed it up perfectly. If you believe in God, you believe in a gay agenda. Is anyone, any gay person doesn't believe? Okay. Uh, I can tell you that I just watched a Christian video from I won't say their name because I don't want to promote them. But there was a guy probably in his around late 40s, early 50s, um, something like that. Late 40s, early 50s, something like that. Um, he had lived the gay lifestyle for like 30 years or so, I think. And he's the son of um, a Southern Baptist preacher, and who's is apparently a very strict man, and he was interviewed by this news anchor type of guy, 60s. Um, he was it reminded me of the what do I call it? Tucker Carlson show. Um, and it was high profile interview, and he talked about the man, the supposed ex-gay, the guy identified said that he was gay, or that he was living the gay lifestyle. Um, but when I listened to what he had to say, it was really weird. Actually, if you really think about it, because what he described was something that I mean, it seemed to me as if he wasn't gay to begin with, because he had been physically and emotionally abused by his Baptist preacher father, who was absent for most of his life, somewhere else doing religious stuff, preaching, being a pastor, um, and clearly said, I distinctly remember him saying that he craved for attention, and he craved for acceptance from other men, from another man. He never at any point said he had any sexual urges towards men, but he just found. Um, by the way, apparently there's no chat. Oh, where is the chat from the screen? I just noticed. Chat. Okay. Okay, refresh. Okay. Okay, there should be a chat on the screen now, in a moment. Okay. Okay. So he went there for, and he said he went to a gay bar and he said that he remembered for a very distinctly remembered that for the first time in his entire life, also he's or for the most of its life, for the very first time in who knows how long in his entire life, um, it's not working apparently. The chat for some reason I don't know. But he had never had any uh, positive contact or positive reinforcement from a male figure of, whatever you want to, male authority, or if you want to call it that. So, and then he said, okay, and he was, too much booze, too much booze, drugs, etc., and he was suffering. And then conversion therapy. Um, Apparently, he got into conversion therapy, and and he said that he had very negative view of gay of religion because yeah, his father's a preacher, was absent for the most of his life, etc., etc. So he was in it. Wasn't the right he wasn't the right guy to talk about this issue, I think. Okay, and there is let's see. Oops. Oh, now this is I my my isn't quite this isn't working, is it? No. Uh, browser. Okay. Ooh, I Ay ay ay. This is weird. Um, I'm sorry. Okay. Uh, yes, this one here. So this is an interesting um uh an article or opinion piece found in the Guardian, which should be very interesting. Uh, but I will go to that a bit later. So I have no idea why the chat thing isn't really working. Okay, we have let's see the chat. Jens says the only LGBTQ plus agenda asterisk is I know is be true to yourself, have fun responsibly, don't harm others, and don't force anyone or anything. That should be the human agenda. 100%. Yes, that's in the chat. So the I had my own gay agenda that I wrote today. Um, because I figured I need there needs to be a gay, at least Hades gay agenda. Hmm? So I think it's a good idea to read it to y'all a bit later. So the gay agenda, as I said, is from the religious, or rather or actually the Christian far evangelical, Christian far right, religious far right of the United States. And it was, I'm not quite sure how old this term is, but it what I could find, it goes back to the mid 1990s, or early to mid 1990s, where an evangelical group called Springs of Life Ministries made it popular, or in their video series um, they made, and first of which is or was the gay agenda in from 1992, and it was uh, distributed far and wide in the Christian far right, and the in 92 or in the Oregon Citizens Alliance, which is a conservative activist organization, used it as part of their campaign. Uh, Basically, it's something that um, they made up to push for their followers to believe in, for because to make their followers hate the the queer people, really. um, it's it's their issue, or what they are aiming at or talking about. It's changing government policies on same-sex marriage, uh, civil union, military, queer people in armed services, uh, public public education, and you you saw hopefully saw my video with the cats, when we talked about the about education not being an ideology. We talked about it in length 2 weeks ago. I might as well just afterwards. I'll put a link to that particular video in the description if I still remember. And anti-bullying legislation, etc., etc., uh, that the LGBTQ plus people are trying to obviously demolish all the discrimination and the legal obstacles for them, that keep them from serving in the armed services, getting appropriate education in schools, uh, LGBTQ plus parents and kids and their cis and straight counterparts to get the liberals who are sensible people. Um, and for example, an Oklahoma senator, Tom Coburn, has stated in '04 that gay agenda is the greatest threat to American freedoms, and another asshole, a a certain Mr. Saint James Dobson of Family on the Focus said that the homosexual activist agenda were universal acceptance of the gay lifestyle, whatever that may be, discrediting scriptures that condemn homosexuality. Well, why the fuck do you need? Why do you need the scripture for anyway? Muzzling the clergy and Christian media. Boo. Granting of special privileges and rights in law. There are the ones that Mr. Dobson, he is the one who has special privileges in the laws, in legislation. He is the one who has special privileges. Queer people just want the same rights. Simple as that. And overturning laws prohibiting pedo stuff, indo- pedo acts, indoctrinating children and future generations through public education, and securing legal benefits of marriage of for for any two or more people claim to have homosexual tendencies. Uh, Honestly, basically, this man wants to wants to prevent um, he wants to prevent people others being given the same rights he has. So it's quite that a bit hypocritical, really, if you ask me. Okay, let's go to
Help! Let me out! Out! I want out! Now!
oops. There. Peter says the church has been indoctrinating kids for centuries. Yes, for 2 millennia, for for several millennia, different kinds of religion have been indoctrinating children. So, okay, this is says okay in this article here. Okay, the text begins. Okay, spill. Who has been adding gay pills to the water supply? Someone must have been, because number of LGBTQ identifying adults in the US has jumped dramatically. Mind you, this is 8 months old. So this is from February of this year. According to recent Gallup poll, the numbers have gone from 3.5% in 2012 to 7.1 in 2021. Gen Z, which defined by Gallup as people born between 1997 and 2003, is leading the charge. 20.8% identifying as LGBTQ plus 2 in 2021, up from 10.5% 2017. So how, I mean, yes, I can see how and why the conservatives like um, to yell about the poll results, but mind you that it's okay. I'll come to this a bit later. Then people take things very seriously these days. So I should probably this is an opinion article again. I'm not speaking for my own. I should isn't Haley should. Okay, so I should probably state for the record that I am obviously joking about the whole gay pill in the water thing, as I can't. And actually, it's entirely possible that these conservatives just get it, think or claim, for just the shits and giggles, really, um, that there is some actual gay pills they put in the put in the water supply. Okay. As a okay, so as a card horrifying member of the International Society, a card carrying member of the International Society for the Advancement of Homosexual Lifestyles, ISA, ISAHL, I'm going to show you that the gay agenda explicitly prohibits the use of bioweapons. Ha ha ha. Yeah, so it's that's oh no
Help!
no no no
Let
no
me out!
yes, sorry about that. So what do we gather from the poll results? It's quite yes 2020 what was it 20.8% for Gen Z, which is people born 03 and later. So 19 people who turn 19 this year and younger. So it's 20%. It's quite a bit, but there is some explanation to this. I guess it's not that homosexuality has become more common. No, uh, homosexuality is not, or being queer, being LGBTQ plus is more visible in the statistics nowadays than it was 20 years ago, because people uh, don't have to be so afraid of talking about it. Uh, People have the they have the courage to tell others. They can finally they can openly reply on these polls that yes, I am LGBTQ plus. Okay, so finally, let's go to my gay agenda. My gay agenda is has 7 points. Extend equal human rights to LGBTQ plus people. 2. Same-sex marriage made legal everywhere. 3. Equal family rights for LGBTQ plus families. 4. Complete a global ban on conversion therapy. 5. Factual teaching about LGBTQ plus issues in school. 6. Scientifically accurate sex ed to all schools. And 7. Discrimination banned. That is a gay agenda. The gay agenda. This channel now has a gay agenda. After 2 years, 2 years of YouTube, and this channel now has a gay agenda. It's official. 7 points to Gryffindor. People, yes. Peter says, so simple, but so true. Yes. Is you shouldn't make things more complicated than they actually are. If that were the case, if I mean, I may have 700 points if I made it too, um, if I tried to make it too complicated. I just plain and simple and go with it. Jens says a better world. I can support that wholeheartedly. Exactly. Wonderful. And um, I would like to wholeheartedly thank Flems. Flems is a nice person. Uh, do I have? No, I do not have the button to give to give Flems applause, round of applause with the soundboard. But Flems is a paid friend of mine, has been since the very beginning, and those who have not been following, I have my or what's been going on my channel. Basically, hang on. Okay, so there. So I've had an influx of new subscribers in the past 2 weeks. Actually, I think I had two new when during the live stream with cats, and then after last week's video, I got five. I've had five more, 4 or 5 more. So I had this because it's been fluctuating a bit. I was up to 107, and then I lost a few, gained a few, but 110 is the most I've ever had on my channel. And I have 188. I think this is my. I'm not sure if. I think this is my 188th or 89th video. So it's quite a lot actually to have made two 180, almost 190 videos. And I actually, for those who haven't noticed, I made a new banner here because why the hell not? So then here's my Patreon. There's I have one patron, Flems. It shows €4 because it's a conversion rate of from another currency. So up to from €3 is all equivalent in your own currency. I think that's Aussie, Kiwi, US, and Canadian dollars, euro, and then there's UK pound, and the Scandinavian kroners, like Norwegian, Swedish, Danish, and Icelandic kroners available. Okay, so this was an interesting thing to talk about because I've been dreading to talk about it, but I figured it was about time to there there would have been a time that I would have brought this up anyway. So I thought, why not now? Why not now? This Friday, and maybe we'll talk about trans agenda at some point. I don't know. Could be could be next week. Uh, Doubtful. It's next week. Highly doubtful. But maybe maybe in a month from now. Um, Maybe next year. I don't know, but it will come up. The trans agenda. Maybe I'll write a trans agenda for my channel because that would be really interesting actually. Um, Peter says we all need to talk about it more precisely. We need to talk about gay. Ugh. Anywho, that was it for today. I'm keeping this short because why not? Because I can, and I planned on keeping this short or in today. Anyway, so before we go, a reminder of Stefan. This Bertil. So Bertil is so cute and cuddly. No, as always. We have a lot of soft, plushies, including Stefan, got Bertil. We've got big, big and small Morran, which is I'm not gonna get her but it's Grok. Grok in the Moomins, another Moomin character, and then we've got a small Moomin ancestor. We've got Bertil. Bertil is a Moomin ancestor, and then we've got Alfred, which is who's a big Moomin forefather, and then got unicorns and teddy bears, and I got this mood plushie. Pizza says we need to get you a koala plushie. Ooh, uh, we actually do have a sloth plushie. It's a bigger sloth holding a smaller one. So the big one, since there's two, we need to had to come up with two names. The big one is Pablo, and the small one is Escobar. Yeah, a new sound. I like this. Ooh, and then oh, and then we've got this small um, lamb that I got from Jens. Thank you again, Jens. As said previously, whenever I sit on my desk here in the office room, I can see Jens's. I can see the a small sheep that I got. It's a flying squirrel. A flying squirrel. Oh, a flying squirrel. Yes. Those are critically endangered. That is critically endangered species. Ooh-wee. Shame on you. But here in Finland, it's like considered something like a national treasure, but it's critically endangered. And uh, you, whenever they find the the what do I call it? When some animals poop, there are these small pellets. They poop these small pellets. When it's these small, round things like bullet kind of, wherever you found, if someone wants to build somewhere where there is a forest that is no that there in where in which there is a possibility of there being flying squirrels. There is a subspecies of glider squirrels. Uh, we call them. If you find a one single drop of a gliding squirrel's shit, you cannot build in the area. They have to they have to make like quarantine the area, and they cannot build. They cannot build anything. I think it's like in the surrounding 2 hectares because there's a population. Um, there's a possibility of being more, one or more gliding squirrels, super gliders. Let's see. Um, Officially, the the specific the specific subspecies of flying squirrels that we have here is Siberian flying squirrel, which is an old world flying squirrel with a range from Baltic Sea in the west to Pacific coast in the east. It is the only species of flying squirrel found in Europe, considered vulnerable within EU, where it is now found only in the Baltic states, including Finland. Inclu- yeah, there we have it. What is it? Yeah, I knew what those are pictures. I knew what it looks like. River, fly, river, animal. That actually looks quite a bit like the Siberian glider, Siberian flying squirrel. It's interesting. Let's go. Okay, I think it's about to go for us to go. Please check the links in the description box. Like, share, and I will see you next time.